Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Isaac. Welcome. It's a fine morning, and I welcome you, my subscribers. Uh, I like you all because of watching my videos, and please, for the visiting subscribers, please, for the visitors, please do not forget to subscribe and like my videos. Also, today is on Thursday, and I wanted to give you a story ya mambo ilinitendekea while growing up. And this particular thing is funny because why is it funny? It is because there's something that happened to me while growing up. Actually, niliibiwa nguo na nikaenda nyumbani nikiwa uchi, not particularly uchi, lakini sasa nilikuwa almost half naked, and this what happened. So kuna siku my dad alinunulia nguo, I think zilikuwa za sweatshirt na sweatpants, very brand new. Ukiwa mbali you can detect that those clothes are very new. And so my dad alinibaia hizo nguo, na being the kind of kids that we were, obvious tu lazima ungeonesha wenzako a new clothes kama umekubaia na mzazi. So and at that time alinunulia hizi manguo kwa sababu nilikuwa nachunga ng'ombe zetu. I used to graze our animals very well, and he used to like it because at the evening they were always milked, and the milk was helping the family. And so as a reward he bought me a sweatshirt and a sweatpant. And so the following day, because as kama desturi tulikuwa tunaenda kuchunga ng'ombe, kuna mahali kwa Kibukusu huwa wanaita Kewa, where we used to take the animals to graze. It was kind of a grazing field. And so we went. I had nilikuwa nimevaa the same nguo zenye my dad alikuwa amenunulia just to show off. I don't know, I think it was kind of to show off. And so we went. And during our days we used to swim a lot kwa sababu the grazing field was very near the river. Just one particular river that I usually mention in my videos. And so we went. So while grazing the animals, we decided to go to swim. And because of the particular history that particular river had, of whereby mnaenda huko mnatoa nguo zenu mnaweka at the river bank, then mnaruka kwa river to swim, then people come and steal your clothes. So, and seeing that I had new clothes, I decided not to. And so my friends who we were grazing the animals with, they decided also to not go with their clothes. So tukazitoa, then we hid them in some bush. There's a small bush whereby nobody will even notice the clothes are there. And so tukazificha, then we rushed to the river naked, totally naked, because we were kids. Hapo hakuna aibu, hata hawezi jali ati mtu ataniona I'm naked. And so we went. So we swam almost like 5 hours, constant swimming. And so while swimming, after swimming, we decided because it was getting kind of late and I was supposed to take the cattle back home around 5 for it to be milked, we decided for swimming, swimming has to end at that particular point. So we stopped swimming, we went back, we started going to where we hid our clothes. And so kufika huko, kwanza marafiki zangu kwanza ndo wakatangulia, kwanza wakaangalia nguo zao wakazipata. Mimi kwenda mahali nimeficha sipati nguo. So nikashangaa, kwani hizo nguo zimeenda wapi na niliziweka hapa? So marafiki zangu wakashangaa pia, kwani nguo za huyu jamaa, na hakuna mtu mwenye we checked if anybody was watching us while we hid the clothes, but no one was around. And so we assumed hakuna mtu mwenye ameiba. So we searched like an hour kila mahali around the radius of like 20 meters around, tukiangalia tu kwa kichaka. Hakuna, there's no evidence that nguo zimefichwa hapo. And because it was getting late, I had to go back home, and I could not go naked. So one of my friends akasuggest tuchukue paper bag. In Kenya we used to there's this particular bag that when you go to the supermarket they put the things that you bought in them for you to carry the things that you bought. They are called paper bags. In Kenya we used to call them paper bags, but I think other countries call them plastic bags, the big ones whereby it can carry even a child, but they are not that strong to carry a child, but you can wear them. So one of my friends suggested, why don't we look for a plastic bag and modify it to be a cloth? So mimi nikasema, why not? That could be a very good idea, because I could not go home naked. And so they searched, and at that time I didn't think my dad would be home, because he used to come from work around 6:30, and it was 5:40, so we were trying to beat time so that I could go home and change to my usual clothes without him being at home or noticing that there's something that's amiss. And so one of my friends who had already worn his clothes went on the road, looked for one of the big, at that time the hizo plastic bags zilikuwa zinatupwa tu ovyo ovyo. There were so many. It's not like now, because now in Kenya they have banned those plastic bags. You cannot find them easily around. But in those days it was ukienda tu kwa barabara hivi unaokota hata tano. So one of my friends akaenda kwa dustbin somewhere akapata moja kubwa. So tukakuja tukaimodify kuchini, because it had handles where you could carry them. Those handles were now like the shoulder straps. So I wore them, and the handles were like the shoulder straps. So the plastic bags were covering the upper part of my body and half of my thighs. The other half downwards to my leg were totally naked, and somebody could easily tell this guy is not wearing clothes. This is a bag, but because it was covering my vital parts and I could easily go cross a road with it, I thought that will be okay. And so we went. Mimi nikaenda njia yangu, because we were not staying in the same place. Hao kaenda njia yao, mimi nikaenda njia yangu. On reaching around home, kulikuwa na kamulima, the anti-hill. There was some anti-hill that had grown so big, it was almost like a hill, but it was an anti-hill. It was around kwetu. So at that time hata sikuwa nafikiria ati my dad ako home, and I didn't think the word had spread that fast that nimeibiwa nguo. So it didn't dawn on me that I could get into trouble because of the incident. So I went. On reaching almost home, near that hill, that anti-hill, I saw my dad at the top of it, standing. And by the look on his face, the guy was very furious. At that particular point, I didn't think that he knows what had happened. So I assumed, but seeing that I had no clothes on, I knew I was in trouble. So the moment I reached, because the road was passing around that anti-hill, the guy started climbing down the hill, looking very furious at on his face, and he called me, "Kuja hapa, where are your clothes? Where are your clothes?" So because the guy used to punish me frequently for no reason or with a reason, I was so scared. So I didn't explain to him what had happened. And because, as you can tell, or you read somewhere, we Africans, you don't lie to your parent. And something else, when your parent asks you something, you don't keep silent, you answer him or her. And so the guy became very furious because it was almost like I had become dumb. And so he grabbed me, and in those days he used to have canes, the canes that he used to cane us with in the house. So he grabbed me when he was very angry. So we went inside, the guy started caning, and hiyo siku alinichapa bwana. Sijai chapa hiyo siku kama venye nilichapa. The guy really punished me. And that time when he's punishing me, ameita the neighbors kids wanania, na hiyo time amenirarua the plastic bag, niko uchi bana, nilikuwa na chapo uchi, nilichapwa na nikachapwa mpaka discipline ikaniingia. At that time, unajua the neighbors kids wako around na wananicheka because wanakuchapa kama wamekushikilia, na you know kids venye huwa tunachapwa, then we behave, so unachekwa, hasira na kushika, but eventually akaniacha. So niko na hasira bana, hasira imenishika, mtu bana, nani huyu ameniibia nguo bana, anafanya wananipiga hivi. Huyu mtu huyu mwenye ameniibia nguo, Mungu amlaani, sijui nini. You know how ukiwa na hasira you talk a lot. And so the days went by, hata paka nikasahau nishaibiwa nguo. Lakini I was thoroughly warned that wewe usiwahi tena ogelea, but we never stopped for your information. But the thing that I was so cautious about is the clothes. So from that particular point we decided hakuna cha kunini cha kutoa nguo tuende kwa river uchi. Eri tuende tuweke kwa river hapo kando pali tunaziona while swimming, because there was a point whereby unaweza weka hizo nguo hapo hata ukiwa ndani ya river, you can just watch them while you are swimming. And so like a month and a half after, to my surprise, nikakutana one of the kids that we used to we were not really friends, but we used to interact 1 or 2 times because he was a car wash at that particular river. He was wearing the sweatshirt, and the sweatshirt haikuwa that common in the area, so eventually too I knew this is my sweatshirt. I confronted the guy, but the guy became so furious. Nikasema after all nilipanishiwa and haita nisaidia anything, and that's how nilienda nyumbani uchi kwa sababu ya kuibiwa nguo. And that particular incident nilichapwa, up to now I have the blisters from that punishment. Nilichapwa bwana, nilichapwa na lessons iliniingia, some lessons iliniingia that you have to be so cautious with what you do. Make profound sense or think about your actions before you do them, because it comes back to bite you. Bless the day, my people.